Hello, everyone. First off, we'd like to thank all of you for giving us this wonderful opportunity. We're very happy to be here. So our company is Mogo, the smarter way to teach finance for the next generation. Mogo is an easily accessible website that teaches children how to manage finance through educational games, videos, and online shopping. Parents can supervise their children's accounts and allot them money for specific allowances or chores. So, who might be leading this project, you ask? Well, I'm Matthew Fastow, and I'm the company's PR executive.
I'm Ethan Wong, and I'm the communications expert.
I'm Vivian Jane, and I'm the design manager.
I'm Margaret Troutner, and I'm the financial executive.
Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." The guiding philosophy of Mogo stems from the immense importance of education, and we use it to address one of the world's most important issues, financial mismanagement. All right, so it's time to talk about everyone's favorite topic, the 2008 economic collapse. So, believe it or not, I was only 10 years old at the time, and I was enrolled in a public school. And before this event, I hadn't ever worried about my financial future. However, during the time that the financial collapse was happening, so many children I saw didn't have enough money to afford a basic school lunch. Instead, they had to rely on these state-provided reduced lunches, including a good friend of mine, Austin. Whenever Austin had to pay for his meal, he scrambled in his pocket to find quarters or dimes or anything he could use, whereas everyone else had the money to charge it to their parents' account. So these experiences led me to ask myself the question, how would I manage my money when I grew up? So it was here that I saw a need that hadn't been addressed, an open space that I could fill, because years later, I realized that millions of children were in my exact same position. They were growing up without money managing experience. The average credit card debt of the American household is upwards of $15,000, and over 60% of Americans admit to not having a budget at all. And despite all of these problems, only 13 states require children to take personal finance classes in high school. Much of financial management is not intuitive, and only by teaching children how to do this correctly can we ensure good decision making in the future.
Our company, Mogo, offers a fantastic and unique opportunity for America's youth. The product provides a safe, protected environment for children to learn how to save and spend their money effectively. Our goal is to create an easily accessible website where parents can allot their children's allowances and give their children real money from doing chores. From there, the children can view their savings online and choose to spend it through online shopping at parent-approved stores. Furthermore, the website contains attractive games and instructions that inform children about smart financial practices. In Houston, we personally visited many parks, schools, and social centers and talked with parents and children in person. Additionally, we surveyed people through online polls to target the same demographic. According to this primary market research, over 80% of children ages 4 to 10 use wireless electronic devices for at least an hour per day, giving them easy access to our website and app. Over 90% of the surveyed children expressed an interest in money, despite the fact that none of them had any significant budget-keeping experience. This problem persists even in older demographics. Over half of teens worry about debt when they grow up, but under 40% of parents dedicate significant time to teaching their kids about finance. Mogo services this demand for financial competence and parent-child interaction. Our website introduces financial concepts through fun, competitive, and kid-friendly games. Additionally, we bring parents into the process by linking a parent account to the child's account. That way, parents don't lose out on the vital financial education of their children.
Through various calculations, we concluded that our market size is a minimum of $2.25 billion in the U.S. alone each year. Our beachhead market consists of middle and upper-class families in Houston with multiple children. We believe these families will be most involved with their children's life and will be easily able to pay for the monthly premium fees. In addition, these families will be involved socially in the community with various country clubs or parent organizations where they can spread the word about Mogo. Our goal is to obtain such a loyal customer base that our product goes viral and that it will sell itself through various word-by-mouth communications. Our families will be financially literate, however, they will lack the time to teach their students and their children about money management. Our total addressable market includes children from lower socioeconomic classes. However, these kids will be less likely to afford the pro accounts and will be most likely to need a distinguishing choice between pro and free accounts. These are images for prototypes of our online website. This is a sign-in and login page for the Mogo website. Once a child logs in, he or she can go to their chores chart where they can view their weekly chores and record what they've done and not done. And they can also see their current balance in the corner. To view one's progress, a child can go to the My Progress tab. On this page, there will be various links to videos where the children can find what these values mean and how to better manage their money. After this, children can further enhance their knowledge of finance by clicking on games such as Investigator and Money Match. Finally, this is a parent perspective of the MoGo website. Here, a parent can adjust child settings, approve child's purchases, and check to see how the child is doing on the website.
Now for my specialty, the finances. MoGo will generate a revenue in 2 ways. The first method is through pro accounts. Users will pay a monthly fee for pro accounts. We plan to offer a free trial for these pro accounts to attract more pro users. The second method is through affiliate programs. Now, normally affiliate programs are presented as advertisements on a website or app, but this would not be the case with MoGo. Instead, sellers could have their products appear as goal items for the children, and every time a child purchases a goal item, we get a commission. But wait, you say, why should we encourage children to spend money when we're trying to teach them financial responsibility? Well, with MoGo's budgeting system, parents would set a cap on the percentage that children would be able to spend on these goal items. In addition, children would have to indicate 3 weeks in advance that they desired the object. Therefore, our goal item system would teach planning instead of impulse buying. Doing some research, we gathered data and used them to develop various revenue models. In our worst case scenario, we have slow user growth, 1% average commission, low percentage of pro users, and minimum child purchases. In this case, we wouldn't break even until our 5th year. Let's look at our more optimistic best case scenario. In our best case scenario, we have accelerating user growth, 4% average commission, high percentage of pro accounts, and maximum, and lots of child participation. In this case, we would generate $93 million of net profit after 5 years and break even in our 1st year. While that's all great, we should take a more realistic perspective. In our more realistic perspective, we have moderate growth conditions and commission rates. We break even in our 2nd year and generate a net profit of $1.67 million after 5 years. In addition, notable companies such as Best Buy, Etsy, and Target have already expressed interest in forming an affiliate relationship with MoGo, with Amazon as a likely additional affiliate. Let's return back to Matthew.
So, in conclusion, I'd like to look back at the larger picture. One of the greatest questions we ask ourselves in entrepreneurship is, how can we cause change? MoGo takes Mandela's philosophy to heart and uses it to improve financial practices. So by investing in MoGo, you will be investing in the futures of every child in America. And in doing so, we might just change the world. Thank you. MoGo, a smarter way to teach finance for the next generation.
So in reaching out to potential retail partners, I'm just curious, why did you start on the retail side and not with banks? As the ones where parents, they might be keeping their money and might be able to actually have an infrastructure to allow for easy transfer.
Well, right now we're planning on using PayPal to allow parents and children to create their account. So that's how banks would like to tie into this whole.
And have you reached out to PayPal about potentially being a partner?
We have sent an email to PayPal and they professed interest, and they would say that after we create our website, they would be strongly interested in using
That would definitely
sounds.
I guess my question, I think this is a really interesting idea, and I think that there's a very big market for this. How, when you obtain these customers, how are you going to keep them? What is your plan for the situation? Making sure that your customers stick with you.
Well, we actually looked at very popular child websites when we were little. I remember, anyone remembers WebKids and Club Penguin? Those are very popular. Those had nothing to do with finance, however. We remember that the things that made us want to use them were the fact that all our friends were using them, and they had games incorporated in them. So we would incorporate fun games, and children could get their friends and compete with them in these games. It would also have an aspect that would connect them to their own personal finances, which would make them continue to want to use the system. In addition, after certain amounts of time, they would get a discount on the monthly fee that would make parents continue to want to have their children use this website.
And and adding on to that, with some of these companies that that are professing interest that advertise their products on our website as goal items, they could also use discounts for those goal items and find out better opportunities to buy these items on our website.
We were actually thinking of incorporating a reward system after they had an account for a certain period of time. They would actually receive benefits that would also purchase more items that would encourage them to continue using the product.
What made you decide to leave the story of Austin?
Well, I mean, personally, when I witnessed Austin and many other kids struggling to find, money to buy the school lunches, I personally felt guilty because I came from a more privileged family, and I felt like there was something I should be doing to help him out, and that guilt kind of persisted over the years, and it kind of compounded more and more. And so now that I'm here in high school and I have this amazing launch program, I have the ability to go out and help people like Austin, and I'd like to use that opportunity well.
But how does MOGO help Austin?
MOGO would help children over the long term learn how to manage their money better. So say if Austin's parents or if Austin's cousins or if Austin's friends and family members had MOGO when they were growing up, they would have learned how to manage their finances better. And so in the long term, they would have been more affluent at the time that Austin went to school, and he would have been able to afford better lunches.
A piece of feedback, that's a terrible rhetorical strategy. Because you got a product that you're aiming at the upper echelons of society, and that you're sort of saying like the beachhead market is a higher thing. And you tell the story of Austin, and the Mandela quotes makes me think you're creating something to help low-income people manage finances. But it's not your initial target market, and it sounds a little Marie Antoinette-ish to be like, if only they had MOGO, then the financial crisis wouldn't have indebted all these people who are being sold subprime loans. I think you have a cool product, and I think that this is like a really interesting idea for all the reasons you laid out. I think that your pitch is better if you drop that part of the story and just tie it into like, I was 10 when the financial crisis happened. I knew instantly it was important for me to know how to manage money. And for other people to manage money, we're going to start here and then expand outward. But I would kind of drop that after the pitch. I think it potentially could be poorly confirmed.
Thank you for the feedback. We definitely debated about that. We had advice from lots of people, and it was definitely something that we were debating, but we ended up putting in. But thank you so much.
Would you be able to stay on track? We're going to move on to the next team. Thank you.